people from the cursed mountains. It is perhaps good when some regions are underdeveloped. They have an opportunity to skip some of the phases that leave an unwanted heritage. To be remote and secluded sometimes puts you in a better position. For some others, it is a beginning. Far away, some 4 hours' drive from the sea, in a corner of Montenegro, more to the east than north, located at the foot of high mountains, is Plav, a small town with less than 4,000 citizens. 10 kilometers further on, there is another small town of half the size, Kosinje. For tens of thousands of people who left the area to seek their fortune, these are the most beautiful towns in the world. Here, on the border with Kosovo and Albania, 3 different ethnic groups have been building tolerance and cohabitation for hundreds of years. Each of them cherishes its culture, tradition and customs, its cuisine, costumes, music and folklore. What they have in common is Mount Prokletije. Set in a range of high and hardly accessible mountains that hides perhaps the greatest beauties of Montenegro. Monumental mountaintops, spectacular valleys, unique lakes, powerful springs, unexpected waterfalls, exciting canyons, rapid mountain rivers that appear, then disappear and reappear, only to grow tame in the Kosinje and Plav valleys, and finally flow into Lake Plavsko. Once at the margins of the country, the region of Prokletije and Komovi is at a new beginning nowadays. With the establishment of the National Park Prokletije in 2009, a spark was struck that has ignited a chain reaction. Lovers of pristine nature and active holidays have headed out to conquer a new destination, and the peoples of Plav and Kosinje have started to elaborate their business ideas and projects, all aimed at meeting the demand of this new movement. Restaurants, local cuisine, mountain villages, camps, hotels, transfers, hiking, biking have suddenly become the most frequently used business vocabulary among the population of this region.
Što se tiče turističke organizacije, mi imamo jednu izuzetnu ponudu u smislu aktivnog turizma, s obzirom da su nam inače i posjetioci upravo kategorije turista koja je zainteresovana za takav vid inovacija. Moram istaći da smo u novijem vremenu realizovali mnogo projekata, od kojih kulturni turizam, biciklistički turizam, tu smo mapirali i staze i napravili flajere, brošure, tako da vjerujem da će se u Plavu rado dolaziti u nekom novijem vremenu.
An increasing number of people from this region now understand that the preservation of nature is actually the protection of their main source of income. The results of this increased concern for nature are visible. The fish stocks of Lake Plavsko and the rivers Lim and Lutza are now challenging many newly arrived sports fishermen. Years of hard work and patience, as well as a strict, determined and principled attitude, stand behind the waters, rich in fish. The sports fishing club, Plavsko Jezero, is seen by the local population as the leader in this responsible attitude towards nature, and its president is at the helm of this trend.
Mušičarski reviri su posebna područja ribolovnih voda koje treba da bivaju prepoznate kao jedan dobar princip održivog razvoja i održive zaštite ribljeg fonda i lokacije gdje strani ribolovci, odnosno ribolovci turiste, treba da posjećuju određeni dio ribolovne vode. To su ribolovci koji su isključivi da svoj ulov vrate nazad u vodi, da rijeku doživljavaju kao nešto bitno, nešto važno i nešto svoje.
Over the last few years, the Ministry of Tourism has developed a network of biking and hiking trails in cooperation with different organisations and the citizens of Plav and Gusinje. The number of visitors that arrive specifically for biking and hiking is growing every season.
Hello, we are Maria and Jiří. We came from the Czech Republic and we are hikers. We want to explore mountains. We are here in Plav and we want to see more of your beautiful nature and taste some local food, meet other nice people like we did in Durmitor and just see more, yeah.
Those people longing to be immersed in nature and peace and quiet will head on foot, by bicycle or by off-road vehicle towards Lake Heridsko and the mountain villages in the area of Bjelasica. This tour takes a whole day. There are spectacular panoramic views of the mountains of Montenegro, Kosovo and Albania, hundreds of sheep and even a couple of shepherds.
Evo ovdje kada na Heridskome jezeru nalazim se ja samo sa mojim barukom ovaca. Prije 50 godina je bila masa turista. Ove godine ima prilično dosta. Ima dana koji možda i do 50 turista ima. Inače ovo je krasna planina, krasno Heridsko jezero, možda među boljima jezerima.
Even though spectacular natural beauty is the main attraction of the Prokletije region, a careful tourist will not miss the cultural monuments, including some which possess a national value, as well as the smaller ones, which might not have the highest cultural significance, but give an identity and a special charm to the region. Sucho Recipient is a descendant of a well-known Bay family from Plav. He was born in the Recipient Tower, and he remembers very well how it looked at that time, as well as the stories told by the elders.
Kula Recipient je najstarija građevina na ovim prostorima. Predstavlja jedan od najinteresantnijih spomenika stambeno-odbrambene arhitekture u Crnoj Gori pa i na Balkanu, zbog čega je pod zaštitom zakona. Prema nekim izvorima sagrađena je u 15. vijeku, ali se dolazi do podataka da je napravljena mnogo ranije, da je napravljena prije dolaska Osmanlija na ovim prostorima. Kula ima 2 sprata kamena koja je bila pokrivena ravno kamenim pločama. Kasnije je dodavan čardak. U prvom spratu i u drugom spratu postoje po jedna prostorija koje su služila za odbranu, za odmaranje, skupove i prijem gostiju. Na trećem spratu imaju 2 sobe, kuhinja, ostava i hodnik. O Kuli se govori mnogo na fakultetima arhitekture i u Beogradu, Sarajevu, Zagrebu, Podgorici, pa čak i u zapadnim zemljama. Ima posjetioca iz svih krajeva svijeta, iz Australije, Amerike, Kanade, Novog Zelanda, Dubaija, Irana i svih zemalja sa prostora Evrope, gdje su dominantni Česi, Francuzi i Njemci.
A little further away, some 100 meters, in the center of Plav, at the highest point of the area known as the Metarizi, there is an extraordinary cultural monument, the Old Mosque, also known locally as the Town Mosque.
Nalazimo se na uzvišenju nekadašnjeg Dizdarevog grada. Iza nas je stara drvena carska ili jasker džamija koja je sagrađena 1471. godine i prva je osmanska građevina na ovim prostorima koja je zakonom zaštićena.
During its history, the mosque has been reconstructed on several occasions, and its current appearance dates back to the 18th century. Because of its cultural significance and unusual construction and architecture, it has been placed under the protection of the law. On the left bank of the river Lim, a few kilometers from the center of Plav, the monastery of Holy Trinity is located on a hill overlooking the river. The Byzantine-style monastery, which was constructed in the 13th century as a single nave structure, has been the centre of the spiritual and cultural life of the Orthodox population for centuries. Although it has been built and then torn down on several occasions, it has preserved some of the most beautiful fresco paintings of the 16th century, with one of the richest ikonastes in the whole Polimnje region.
O suživotu tri naroda koji žive na ovim prostorima, njihovoj kulturi i tradiciji, govori i to da se u jednoj ulici u Gusinju nalazi Vezirova džamija, pravoslavna crkva Svetog Đorđa i katolička crkva Svetog Antona.
The cultural route, which was developed by the tourism organization of Plav with the support of the Regional Development Agency for Bjelasica, Komovi and Prokletije, is today one of the most popular tourism products in the region. The cultural route, as the best way to become better acquainted with the rich flora of Mount Prokletije, includes the Velimun Botanical Garden.
Botanička bašta Velimun je nastala kao rezultat moje ogromne ljubavi prema prirodi. Posle bavljanja sportom, fudbalom, našao sam se u planini i tu sam u stvari našao sebe. Zato sam i odlučio da i ja nešto pokušam tu kod svoje kuće, da uradim u Brezovicama i počeo sam 1993. godine sa čišćenjem terena i unošenjem prvih biljnih vrsta. Danas mogu da kažem da imam u bašti preko 350 biljnih vrsta i da je to preko 10% ukupnog biljnog fonda Crne Gore, što bi trebalo da da rezultata. Taj rezultat bi bio da ona bude zakonom zaštićeno područje.
Plav and Gusinje are undoubtedly at a new beginning. The development initiated by the establishment of the national park is being shaped by the principle of sustainable development. The people are becoming aware of the importance of the natural environment and the need for the preservation of their culture and tradition. The public and the relevant institutions are increasingly demanding only responsible innovations. New tourism facilities are now built only of wood and stone, observing the local architectural style and cultural heritage, making sure that they blend in and beautify the atmosphere of the places they are erected in. On the location of a former wetland in the area surrounding Lake Plav, the modern hotel Kula Damenjova has been erected. Its comfortable rooms are fitted into a number of smaller buildings with traditional architecture, all of which comprise the Komnen's Ethno Village, Ethno Hotel. The hotel blends in with the environment so well that it has now become an iconic symbol of Plav and Lake Plav.
Ovdje osim lijepog pogleda prema jezeru nije bilo ništa. Nastalo je spontano, kao i sve što se u životu dešava. Od jedne ideje koja je trebala da bude relativno malog kapaciteta, malog obima, igrom slučaja to se razvilo u jedan ovakav projekat za koji porodica ulaže sve napore da živi i da traje.
The northern part of the lake boasts another traditional style accommodation facility with a wooden exterior, the Lake Views camp building, the work of the Martić family.
Nalazimo se na dobroj lokaciji u Plavu i onda smo iskoristili to naše zemljište da počnemo sa tim nekim porodičnim biznisom. Svi smo uključeni u to, cijela porodica, od mog oca pa do mene, koja sam najmlađa ovdje. Dobili smo taj kredit od investicionog fonda koji nam je pomogao da dodamo još mnogo toga našem objektu. Sve više turista iz godine u godinu. Svi su zadovoljni, što je najbitnije.
Hello, we come from Germany. We come from near Frankfurt. It's a small town, and we are happy to travel around the world. I saw in the internet that there is a campground, and so I made my route to this place here. And the weather is fine, we like it. It's a fantastic place.
The story of Plav and Gusinje is always returning to the beginning, to Mount Prokletije. Even though the fact remains that this mountain range is one of the harshest and least explored in the whole of Europe, everyone who has had an opportunity to visit it agrees on one thing: its beauty is breathtaking. If there is such a thing as wild beauty, it can be found here. The most precious gem of the Montenegrin part of Mount Prokletije is the narrow 10-kilometer long glacial valley of the rivers Grebaja and Dolja, located to the southwest of Kosinje. Its beauty is often compared to the famous Logar Valley in Slovenia. The Grebaja Valley is nowadays a centre of mountaineering and alpinism, primarily thanks to the Karinthil Massif, which boasts more than 10 peaks higher than 2,000 metres, all concentrated within an area of 4 kilometres. Shoulder to shoulder with Grebaja, but wilder and less accessible, there is Ropojana, another glacial valley. A caravan road once ran through it, connecting Kosinje with the Valbone Valley in northern Albania. The karst spring Skakavica is located there, as well as the 20-meter high Grilja waterfall at the entrance to the canyon sharing the same name. There are springs and wells almost around every corner in Prokletije, the best known and most lavish being the Ali Pasha Springs. During even the driest months, 1.5 cubic meters of water per second spring out from an area of ground covering more than 300 square meters. The path of sustainable development and responsible innovation is undoubtedly not easy and not without obstacles, which is testified to by Enes Dreskovic, the director of the National Park Prokletije.
Nacionalni park Prokletije je u samom startu naišao na djelimično, mogu reći, otpor lokalnog stanovništva. To je svakako bilo uslijed neinformisanosti i zloupotrebe od strane šumskog lobija, jer to nikako nisu mogli da prihvate kao neko svoje prirodno bogatstvo i blago koje su uzurpirali i bespravno sjekli godinama, da to odjednom sad bude zaštićena teritorija i da se oni tako lako odreknu svih tih benefita. Međutim, uz podršku svih onih koji vole prirodu i svih onih koji su osjetili da treba u tom trenutku izaći u susret zaživljavanju nacionalnog parka, smatram da smo danas doveli funkcionisanje nacionalnog parka u jednoj dobroj i normalnoj mjeri.
What we are doing is not just for ourselves and our local community. We believe that others will follow in our footsteps. One day, sooner or later. Good projects and good ideals travel far. The successful examples of responsible innovations are sure to be followed by others.
Budući regionalni park prostire se na 20 hektara zemlje, zauzima 3 opštine, Podgorica, Andrijevica i Kolasin. Zaštitit ćemo tradicionalni način života na Katunima, tradicionalnu proizvodnju hrane i zaustaviti odseljavanje naših ljudi sa ovog područja.